The Community Supported Garden here at La Vista is one of the responses to the Oblate's priority of justice, peace, and the integrity of creation. We see the small farm as a justice issue because large corporations have really taken over the food system, and food comes to supermarkets from thousands of miles away, polluting the environment, using the roads. The whole system isn't really beneficial for people or the earth. And so an alternative to that are these local farms that are cropping up, farmers markets. It's really a rising small business that's beneficial to everybody. Community-supported agriculture means that a community supports the garden. People who want to buy a share in the garden become shareholders by paying upfront for the vegetables that they'll receive from mid-May through mid-November. And then the farmer has the money that shareholders put up front to buy equipment, pay their salary, buy the seeds, everything they need to have the garden be a success. And they can count on that money. It's a win-win situation. The farmer gets paid, the shareholders get their vegetables, and everybody benefits. Right now we're standing in the pick-your-own field, and shareholders who buy a share in the garden come out here on pickup days, which are on Tuesdays and Fridays from 2 till 7, and they harvest some of the produce. Most of it the farmers harvest for us, but some things like cherry tomatoes and green beans. In the spring, strawberries, peppers, the shareholders themselves come out to pick. And so it builds a nice sense of community when you're out here picking on a beautiful or a hot day, and you meet other people and you talk about, what do you use this for? Can you have any recipes? And it just is a nice environment. Also, when people bring their children out, it's interesting to hear them teaching them what's here, so they get to know really the source of their food, where it comes from. It's not from a package in the market, but this is the ground and this is the food. Our farm is organically grown, sustainably grown, so they have all kinds of methods other than fertilizers that would really pollute the soil, pollute the air, so that the runoff into the creeks around here, it's safe because there's no pollution. They also don't use big, heavy machinery. We have small tractors and one hybrid tractor that runs on battery, but no heavy equipment, so the soil is really protected. It's very healthy. And it's nurtured by the huge compost pile. Shareholders bring their compost back to the farm when they pick up their share and put it in the compost pile. And then the farmers use that to nurture the soil so that the soil is very healthy, very alive. It's none of this dead stuff you get with a monoculture where the land is fertilized to death and the big equipment packs down the soil and there's erosion. This is extremely healthy soil, and it produces marvelous food that is very delicious. These are our wonderful farmers, Eric Stevens and Crystal Moore Stevens. And Crystal is also an herbalist, and she teaches classes for the Ecological Learning Center, how to use herbs for cooking, also medicinally. And once a year, Eric and Crystal together provide a workshop in which they cook a 7-course meal outdoors here at the farm using a cob oven that Eric created. People get to help them to bake bread in the cob oven, brownies in the oven. They make butternut squash soup, stuffed acorn squash, zucchini fritters, just delicious food seasoned beautifully with herbs. A few years ago, the Oblates made as a mandate that they would include the integrity of creation as part of their missionary consciousness. This garden and the Ecological Learning Center are their response to the integrity of creation. It's a way of helping people to change their framework out of an industrial mindset that abuses the land and into one that honors and respects it. And so as missionaries, they consider this part of their missionary consciousness to take care of the land wherever they are.